Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf warned Saturday night that the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement could be conducting an operation in the Bay Area in the next day or so. Federal officials have said in the past that California and the Bay Area could be an enforcement target, due in part to the sanctuary policies adopted by many local cities, which have pledged not to cooperate with immigration authorities in many of their actions. The Oakland mayor said in a news release her office put out shortly before 8 p.m. that she had learned from multiple credible sources that the federal operation was planned starting as soon as within the next 24 hours. Few details about any raids were included in the release, and the Oakland mayor said she didn't know where they might take place. The purpose of an announcement, she said, was not to panic residents who could be put in danger of being detained and deported, but to warn and protect them. And this is the announcement that she put out. Earlier today, I learned from multiple credible sources that the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Team, ICE, is preparing to conduct an operation in the Bay Area, including Oakland, starting as soon as within the next 24 hours. As mayor of Oakland, I am sharing this information publicly not to panic our residents, but to protect them. My priority is for the well-being and safety of all residents, particularly our most vulnerable. And I know that Oakland is safer when we share information, encourage community awareness, and care for our neighbors. In Oakland, OUSD public schools have strict protocols in place to protect our students and families. Oakland police officers are prohibited from participating in ICE activities. Additionally, California state law prohibits business owners from assisting ICE agents in immigration enforcement and bars federal agents from accessing employee-only areas. I have reached out to local leaders and partners in our immigrant communities to share this information. Our shared message is clear. We want residents to prepare, not panic. We understand ICE has used activity rumors in the past as a tactic to create fear. Our intent is for our community to go about their daily lives without fear, but resiliency and awareness. I am not aware of any further details of the ICE operation. I know that Oakland is a city of law-abiding immigrants and families who deserve to live free from the constant threat of arrest and deportation. I believe it is my duty and moral obligation as mayor to give these families fair warning when that threat appears imminent. So basically, letting the immigrants know beforehand so they can get out. You see, if you look at illegal immigration as what it truly is, which is illegal immigration, you would understand that warning these immigrants that ICE is approaching and going to conduct an operation in this area, you are essentially giving them notice so they can get their shit and go, which in a certain sense is aiding and abetting criminals. Illegal immigrants are here illegally. That's why they're being deported. So essentially you are protecting criminals. And if you read the snippet there where she said that California state law prohibits business owners from assisting ICE agents in immigration enforcement and bars and stops federal agents from accessing employee-only areas. When you hear Trump talk about these fucking sanctuary cities and how they are so fucking irritating and completely incompetent to work with, this is what he means. California state law essentially stops business owners from assisting federal agents in immigration enforcement, prohibits them, stops them from cooperating with federal agents. Now, federal agents are linked to the federal government, which means they have more power in a sense than your local police officer. They are at a higher ranking in that sense. Now, I did a report not long ago about California and their state laws trying to stop the business owners, the local business owners, from cooperating with ICE officials, basically telling them that if you cooperate with ICE officials, federal agents, and immigration enforcement, we will hold you accountable. And then federal agents say, well, if you don't help us, then we'll hold you accountable. So it's like California is really strangulating their own fucking businesses, their own local businesses. And I find it to be extremely sad that California just doesn't care about its own well-being. they have taken the SJW nonsense bullshit to an extremely new level. I mean, it is, you have liberal feminists, liberal cucks and whatnot. They're like a level 5 or 6. The California state government is like a level fucking 15 at this point. They have gone so far down the drain, so far from the glorious days of what was the good days of California back in the 80s and 70s. It has completely gone down fucking hill. It really has. It really, really has. Now, I have no fucking love for California, and I hope all of you know that I don't give two shits about California. I personally believe that California is the worst state of them all. But it also pisses me off because these illegal immigrants are here illegally. I don't care if they have families or if they're doing good, if they're law-abiding citizens. Well, they're not law-abiding citizens, because if they were, they wouldn't be here illegally. Illegal means against the law. You see, I have no problem with immigrants coming here the right way, the legal way. But it's gotten to a point now where California and a lot of these sanctuary cities are defending these people so full-heartedly that they are openly against their own population, their own native population, because they are so hardcore for the illegal immigrants. They are so hardcore for defying ICE, defying Trump, being like the state that just says fuck you to Trump. Out of all the sanctuary states, cities, and what have you, there are in America, and there are quite a few, don't worry. California, Los Angeles, and the surrounding cities happen to be the fucking worst of them all. California is the worst state when it comes to immigration and liberal policies and all that other shenanigans that comes along with being such a sanctuary city. You have this Oakland mayor who is essentially breaking the law because she is letting these immigrants know beforehand to leave. That's why she's making this public announcement, to make sure these immigrants get out in time. It's no different than if you had a drug dealer who lives right next door, right? You know he's a drug dealer, you know he makes meth and what have you. If you get a tip off from another neighbor that says, hey, yeah, police are going to come and raid his apartment or his house and whatever because he makes meth. If you go to him and say, hey, heads up, the cops are coming, and if the cops find out that you did that, you would be arrested for aiding and abetting, because you are essentially helping this criminal get away with being a criminal. And since you become a criminal in the same right, this Oakland mayor is doing the exact same fucking thing. She is aiding and abetting criminals. And I find that to be fucking hilarious. Also very fucking infuriating as well. We have an immigration law in America for a fucking reason. It's not because we're big bad racists. It's not because we don't want anybody in our country that doesn't look all white. It's because that is the law. That is how it is. And if you really look back, because the liberal left loves to bring this up. They love to say that, oh, we had no problem with immigration when it came to Europeans. If you look at the old movies of how, like, the immigrants came to America from Europe, you know, they came on boats, the ships and what have you. We checked them for lice, for diseases, see if they had criminal backgrounds, if they had any criminal mischief was going on. We didn't allow them on the ships. Do we check illegal immigrants at the border if they have lice, if they have diseases? No, we don't. We let them in willy-nilly. So it's not a problem about race. It's not a problem about we don't want people in this country that look different than us. It has to do with obeying the fucking law. It's the fucking law. If we don't have law, we have fucking chaos. There was law and order in place for a reason. Because I'm just going to go out on a wild assumption and say that this Oakland mayor is probably a Democrat. I'm just going to go out, make an assumption that she is. Actually, let me go ahead and look that up real fast. And lo and behold, what did I find? Libby Schaaf is a part of the Democratic Party. It is just such a fucking shocker. But let me go on and continue. We have law and order in America for a reason. And that specific reason is because we don't want to devolve into fucking chaos. We have law and order, we have laws, we have rules, we have boundaries, we have restrictions for a fucking reason. And when you have an entire political party that is openly defying of these laws, who is openly defying of federal agents from doing their jobs, who are openly aiding and abetting illegal immigrants, whether they be criminal illegals or non-criminal illegals. It doesn't fucking matter. If they are here illegally, they are criminal illegals. I don't know how hard that is for the liberal left to comprehend. It is not that difficult to understand that these people who come here are here illegally, meaning that they are criminal. That is why they're being deported and arrested. You don't see people who come here the legal way, the right way. The people who go through the immigration process, people who pay the fines, do the paperwork and all that shenanigans, you don't see them being deported. And the reason why is because they did it the right way. They did it the legal way. They gained their citizenship through hard work, through going through the process of becoming a citizenship. They just didn't come here illegally on the false pretense that the liberal left is going to give them blanket amnesty, and they wouldn't have to go through all the mess that the normal legal immigrants would have to go through, which is paperwork and fines. They believed that they didn't have to go through that. They believed that they would just come here and be given citizenship like that. And that's not the fucking case. And when they are realizing that no, that isn't the case, that is where you see them complaining. That is where you see them throwing a shit show and being very mad that they are not getting their way, because they had their way for so long under the Obama administration. But now that things have changed and we have a new president and a new administration, and it looks like things are going to not be good for them because they were hoping to ride the system for free, think that the system would be taking care of them. And now they're getting a rude awakening and they're being deported. And the liberal left, the Democratic Party, is acting as if Trump is Hitler and ICE officers are basically his SS officers. The ICE officers, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement team, are doing their jobs and deporting people who aren't supposed to be here. They were never supposed to be here in the first place. That's why they're being deported. And this bitch, this Libby Shaw, should be arrested and thrown in jail along with the other illegal immigrants. But she won't, because she's a politician, especially a female politician, so she's not going to get arrested whatsoever, which really shows you the state of our corrupted system. But we're going to have to see how all this shit plays out, because I got this story on Friday and I'm just reporting on it now. So we're going to have to see if Immigration and Customs Enforcement actually went through with their operations and deported some people, or that this announcement really shook up the community and now these illegal immigrants who were supposed to be deported left because of this announcement. And that's it for this video. Peace out, guys.